Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another video, and we've got a very special announcement to talk about today, for we have the brand new collection box set that has just been announced, and the lucky season is Season 25, that originally broadcast in 1988 and 89, starring Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor. Now, Season 25, I think it's fair to say, is one of the most beloved Classic Who seasons that there is. It's absolutely chock full of great stories. It's one of my favourite Classic Who seasons as well. You've got Remembrance of the Daleks, you've got the Happiness Patrol, you've got Silver Nemesis, the greatest show in the galaxy. All four of these adventures, in my view, have some pretty big merits to them, and I'll talk more about my thoughts on them a little bit later. But we need to delve into the announcement itself, see what we're getting with the brand new collection. Sylvester McCoy's penultimate season as the 7th Doctor will be the next release to join the Blu-ray collection. Doctor Who fans can continue to build their own home archive on Blu-ray with an 8-disc box set of the 25th season from 1988, starring Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor. Containing 4 classic stories, this limited edition set is packed with hours of new and exclusive material and will be released on the 21st of October 2024. So overall, not that long to wait, just over 3 months or so. Hopefully there won't be any delays, but we're getting it before Christmas. You've got more beautiful artwork by Lee Binding as always. He tends to do a really top job with these things. Let's just have a look at the artwork itself. Just look at that, man. You've got all these, like the rocks and asteroids. You've got Sylvester McCoy there holding the bow that's so integral to Silver Nemesis. You've got the collage of monsters as usual. So you've got the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Candyman, the Chief Clown from the greatest show in the galaxy. This is honestly like, this just makes me so happy seeing this, and the fact that this season's coming out on Blu-ray, because I've always adored this season. Remembrance of the Daleks was one of the first Classic Who stories I ever watched, and I fell in love with that instantly. So the fact that now it's all coming to Blu-ray just makes my little heart that bit happier. The stories also feature Sophie Aldred, who plays iconic 80s companion Ace, who joins the Doctor to battle Daleks, Cybermen, the murderous Happiness Patrol, and the evil forces of the Psychic Circus. Plus, fans can experience this season like never before, with brand new extended special editions of all 4 adventures exclusive to this Blu-ray set. So yes, right off the bat, every single story, all 4 of them, is going to have a new extended edition. This is always really exciting, just to see what bits they've included here compared to the transmitted versions. The 4 special editions feature unseen footage, updated special effects, immersive surround sound, and surprises. All episodes have been newly remastered from available sources, meaning these classic adventures have never looked or sounded so good on home media. And the fact is, all of these are getting extended, all of them are getting new effects, new special effects, and some people have said, well, why don't you offer that as an option for every Classic Who story and every collection set? Well, updating these effects takes time, costs money, and I guess in a smaller season, like Season 25, there's only 4 stories there, compared to a season that has, say, 6 or 7 stories. There's probably more maneuverability in the budget to do it. The collection, Season 25, is also jam-packed with hours of new and exclusive material, including updated special effects, as it mentioned, on the original broadcast versions of Remembrance of the Daleks, Silver Nemesis, and the greatest show in the galaxy. So that's fun. You got Behind the Sofa, new episodes with Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, Bonnie Langford, Nicola Bryant, Wendy Padbury, Janet Fielding, Sarah Sutton, Dame Sheila Hancock, yes, Dame Sheila, who played Helen A, she's featured here, Jessica Martin, who played Mags, Karen Gledhill, who played Alison, and Mark Hardy, who played the Cyber Lieutenant. That is an absolutely jam-packed sofa. They must be doing like at least 4 different sofas for that one, surely. That is chock-a-block. In Conversation, 3 new episodes with Sophie Aldred, script editor Andrew Cartmel, and director Chris Clough. Always love these with Matthew Sweet, really strong interviews there. Looking for Dursley, a documentary looking back at the life and career of Dursley McLinden, who played Mike in Remembrance of the Daleks, who I believe, if my memory's right, passed away tragically young, so learning more about him is going to be fascinating and potentially very emotional too. The Making of Doctor Who, a rare vintage documentary from 1988, previously only available on VHS. I'm really excited about this because I have seen this on the Silver Nemesis VHS, funnily enough. This was made in the US, I believe, or Canada. It's one of the two, I can't quite remember, but it was only shown in the US and available on the Silver Nemesis VHS. For whatever reason, it wasn't included on the Silver Nemesis DVD, but I'm so glad they've worked whatever it is out, and it's finally now going to get to us on disc. That's very exciting. For Silver Nemesis, you've got the extended version that was featured on the VHS with extra footage. So is that 3 versions? You've got the transmitted version, the extended VHS version, and the new extended edition. That's mad. And then you've got a fourth, a special edition omnibus, a special cut-down feature-length version of this adventure in the tradition of the 70s Christmas repeats. That's bonkers. Considering Silver Nemesis is 3 episodes, it's already 75 minutes. How long are we trimming this to? An hour? That's going to be fun to watch. The Collectors, the 1980s. Host Emily Cook chats to Doctor Who collectors about their 1980s treasures. We already got one of these on it was the 60s, wasn't it? I think. But I really love this. I think Emily's a great host for features like this, so I'm really excited to see an 80s version. We've also got the Doctor Who Escape Room, Team 7th Doctor, where Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, and Bonnie Langford attempt to escape the Room of Doom. Now, we already got a taste of this with the first Doctor team. That was on the Celestial Toymaker release that came out. I've done a whole unboxing and review of that you can check out. I thought this was quite sweet, quite fun, so it'll be interesting to see this team, the 7th Doctor team, do it. They'll be great. When Sophie met Leslie, Sophie Aldred chats to Leslie Dunlop, her co-star from the Happiness Patrol, who also appeared in the 5th Doctor story, Frontios. And it seems like they got on like a house on fire, so seeing them have a chat will be sweet. Stephen Mansfield interview. The practical effects genius looks back on his season 25 work. Always love seeing behind the scenes stuff and chatting with them involved. And studio and location footage. Hours of raw footage and outtakes captured during the making of all 4 stories. This is what I love about some of the 80s sets in particular. I think season 24 had a lot of this as well. Just the sheer amount of raw footage, outtakes, all of that get crammed in here is brilliant, and I can't wait to watch every minute of it. You also get 5.1 surround sound, rare archival material from the BBC vaults, exclusive convention footage, HD photo galleries, info text, PDF archive, and lots more. Great. And the 8-disc box set also includes hours of special features previously released on DVD, including documentaries, featurettes, audio commentaries, and more. A special trailer containing archive footage from season 25 and special features from the release has also been created to mark the announcement. Yes, now, we are all familiar that a new trailer has often preceded the collection sets. After the last one for season 15, the team behind these said, we are going to calm down on these now. We're not going to produce, not everyone's going to be as big and lavish. And for this one, they've done a really clever alternative. They've used footage from the actual trailer for season 25 that was aired back in 1988, and they've mixed it with stuff that's in this box set. And I was never, the fact that they're doing this instead of filming original stuff, that's fine. You're going off actors' availability for this sort of stuff. You're going off, all sorts of factors, and budget as well, once again. So the fact they've done this doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think it's a really neat idea they've done as a compromise, and it's just great seeing that trailer and watching these stories, and it just makes me really excited to see them all again. To round off, it says it includes the following stories: Remembrance of the Daleks, The Happiness Patrol, Silver Nemesis, and The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. You can pre-order it from Amazon, HMV, Zavi, and Rare Waves in the UK. I always do mine with HMV. They've always served me well, so where do we even start? A new collection set is always so exciting. As I said, I love these. I think we all do. To have these collated as big box sets on Blu-ray with chock loads of features that are new and the existing ones as well in one neat package is fantastic. The price I've seen on HMV retails for about £55, which, that is an investment for certain. And you've got to think, in a few years, you might get this as a standard edition where it'll be, I don't know, about between £30 and £35, something like that. So it depends how quickly you want this set. But I'd like to think this one will do particularly well because, as I mentioned, Season 25 is often held up in very high regard for Doctor Who fans, especially in Classic Who. It sort of marks a turning point where, particularly like the writing and the themes and the way the show was carried out was done in a much more, I don't know what you'd call it, like a much more like down-to-earth but grandiose way that gave the show some status again. Of course, this is an obvious pre-order for me. I'm sure it will be for you as well. To touch on the stories, I mean, Remembrance, literally, I cannot recommend Remembrance enough. It's just one of the best Doctor Who stories ever, period, fact. And I love it to pieces. I could gush about it all day. Maybe I'll make a video on it someday, but it's just, if you haven't seen it, please do go and watch it. The Happiness Patrol often, I think, gets underrated because, yes, it has the Candyman and we all like to laugh and the little dog thing, we all joke, but I think the stories there, the themes there are really well baked in. If it just had a bigger budget, if it wasn't set in the studio as it is, it could have been even better. But the story is just great. Happiness will prevail. Silver Nemesis is definitely what some would call the black sheep of it, or the weakest story within the set. And, I'm inclined to agree with that, but I still think there's a lot of merit. There's a lot of fun moments in this. There's a lot of great witty lines and dialogue. Yes, the Cybermen I'd like maybe to be involved a little bit more, but they do have a really nice, sleek design. And we've got 4 different versions of Silver Nemesis to watch, remind you. So for that reason, I'm going to enjoy this story all over again. Greatest show in the galaxy, again, even though it was due to not industrial action, partly that, but also, asbestos locking them out the studio. They filmed this in a tent for the most part. It really works well. It's a fun story, great way to end the season. The gods of Ragnarok are in it, of course. It's just, I love it, man. It's great. Those are very surface level thoughts, but season 25, honestly, I'm going to put this out there now. Behind season 7, John Pertwee's first season, season 25 is probably my favorite series or season of classic Doctor Who that there is. So the fact we're now finally getting it on Blu-ray is a dream come true. And that means we'll have all of Sylvester McCoy's era as the 7th Doctor out there in these Blu-ray sets. The first Doctor to do so, I believe. Colin Baker doesn't count because the Twin Dilemma has not been released on Blu-ray yet. We can't forget the Twin Dilemma. But I'm really hyped for this, really excited. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. Were you happy that season 25 was the next one announced? Did you want a different set instead? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on it. It really helps us out. Subscribe to the channel as well. We'd love to have you aboard here with us. In the meantime, I've been Adam Martin from AMTV Who. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time for another trip in the TARDIS. Oh, and yet the season 1 review, it's coming. It's coming.